Welcome to thestockminer.com. I'm your stock miner, Brian Johnson, and who is fat and happy today? That would be me. I'm raising my hand. Markets open today. We did see a move down. Not completely sold on the move. It's not a big deal. Black Friday just opened today. Let's give the markets time to truly get into the holiday cheer. We've seen a lot of volatility. Here it is. Big move down, big move up, big move down, big move up, and now, I don't know, a half move down, I guess. But you can see what we've done in the past. These moves have been very, very common, making for actually very good intraday trading. If you guys are missing out on some of these intraday trades, I feel bad for you. Obviously, if you're working, that's one thing. You can't do anything about it. In that case, you really want to fine tune your swing trading skills. And there really hasn't been a whole lot of swing trading to be done lately. If you do have the ability to day trade, or maybe you, I don't know, own your own business where you have to go to work but yet still have the ability to day trade at times, there's been some really good opportunities. I hope you guys aren't missing these because they're certainly there from an intraday basis. However, bigger picture, more conservative trades, we haven't seen it. It hasn't broke my levels here. We're still stuck right where we have been for quite a while. Yes, it was a sizable move down today. Let me flip over here just really quick and see exactly what it was percentage wise for a half a day of trading. Keep in mind, half a day of trading. Keep that in mind too when it comes to looking at volume, guys. Give yourself a little leeway here through this week. Wednesday, volume, a little light. Today, obviously, volume light. Well, because we've had half days. So keep that in mind if if you see or read blogs where they're like, "Oh, volume was really low," blah blah blah. Of course volume was really low. We had a shortened week and shortened trading days, so of course the volume is going to look anemic. You got to kind of ignore this week's trading volume, to be quite honest with you. Let's wait until things kick up again next week and see what kind of numbers come in over the weekend based on Black Friday. Um, I, I don't know. I don't see that there's been any super major bad news to be released lately, so I would think that they'll find a way to make those numbers look great. And maybe they are. I'm thinking that maybe those numbers will be just fine. So we'll see where we come into next week. Down about 9 points, NASDAQ, S&P. Everything down about 0.75%. Okay. So I'm not going to panic about that. Nothing too major here. We did break through some moving averages and stuff. It's really light volume. Looking at a daily, you can still see we're just stuck. Look, we're just consolidating here, guys. The break is still above here, below here. I know I sound like a broken record, but it's really just that simple. I don't know how much more simple I can make it. So we'll continue to wait for those breaks. Those are your more conservative moves. However, I have loved the intraday moves we've had. Made for some very easy, very good intraday trading. NDX 60 minutes, same type of thing here. We're seeing some consolidation. Let's flip right to a daily, and you're going to see that we stayed above the 20-day moving average. So important, not 1 but 2 days now above the 20-day. We weren't able to do that last time we got above that. So on the NASDAQ, things are still looking strong. Obvious for me coming into the holiday season, maybe we could see another dip lower earlier in the week, next week. I think ultimately Santa Claus is going to come to town and he's going to end up winning by the time December rolls around, or December 24th anyway rolls around. But we will continue to let the charts guide our way here. NDX Weekly also, now we can talk about this. It closed where it closed up above that 2150-ish area. Still looking very good. Still looking very bullish for the NASDAQ right here. Like I said, a dip down into the 2060 mark, to be quite honest, would be a perfect scenario for me, but I'm not sure we'll get that move. Doesn't really matter. We're still waiting for the break one way or the other within the other indices, and the NASDAQ kind of already doing it, up above the 20-day moving average for two days in a row. SPX 60-minute doing this consolidation thing here as well to the 50-period moving average on a 60-minute daily, looking just like this consolidation. Still stuck between the 20, still stuck above the 50, still waiting for this break below about 1170 and or 1200-ish. That is your moves right there. Keep that in mind coming into next week. Also keep in mind, if we happen to dive here, if we happen to see a drop, I'm still not really going to panic necessarily at this point. I'm really not. We look at what we did since September. I mean, no reason to panic quite yet. So we'll watch this coming into next week. But these are your breaks. It's really not any more difficult than that. However, look at this. Close of the week, 1189.81, 1189.40, whatever. I'm not going to dabble in pennies here. We close back at on the 200-week moving average. Bulls are really, really trying to hold some of these levels up here. And I think I'd call this a success. They made it. They're right back to this line. So, still wanting to hold this area. That's why these lower areas are so important. And even these upper areas are now important too. That's why we're waiting for the break one way or the other. VIX on a daily was up today. So, markets down, VIX up, markets down, I don't know, a little. VIX up a lot. Ooh. Could this change things? Could this be a game changer here? I don't know. We haven't gotten up above this 2350 area, which is still my area to watch on a close. Overall, for the week, you can see we did close up and out of this falling wedge, but still no real panic in the markets. Yeah, we're still in that 20-ish area. Still no real panic in the markets. Waiting for those that break above 2350. Apple 60-minute looking strong here. I mean, it was only up 20 cents today, but look, overall, it's been working its way up. And in gaps, this has been tough to trade Apple, and this is because of these gaps. Right back down here around 300, gap up to here, dance around a little bit, gap up to here. Now dance around a little bit more. So some opportunities for intraday trades. Swing traders, though, you should be happy. Apple overall has been up the last. Look at this. Since it went down here to 300, look, bounced right off that 50. We talked about that. We talked about the 300 level. And look how well it held here, and it's been running up ever since, right back to 315. So still watching some of these overhead marks on Apple. It's doing very, very well. From a weekly standpoint, still holding up. Still holding up. So there is a couple of things that are starting to diverge here. We'll talk about that on Sunday's video. So be back on Sunday. If you're an Apple trader, you'll want to hear that. FAS 60-minute as well, coming down, breaking, giving us some opportunity today, but the banks are still kind of, man, they're really in limbo. Call it Ireland, call it whatever you want. I'm just going to call it what it is. And that is, we're just pulling back right here. This is just a pullback to the downside in the short term. Maybe we start to see a bounce coming over the next few trading days. FAZ then was up, trying to hold this blue line as best it can. Breaks up over 1250. Yeah, I didn't really finish 1250. There really wasn't much to do for trading here, guys. FAS, FAZ, not good for trading the last day or so. Saw a break above the blue line, then we closed back below the blue line. Now we're back above that blue line. So, there you go. Volatility within the banking sector. It is still very, very undecided as to which direction overall it wants to go. We'll talk about these overhead levels and these lower levels for trading, but overall, the last few days, kind of untradeable, really. It just hasn't been big moves, hasn't been decent moves. So, kind of untradeable here on FAS, FAZ. So keep your trades elsewhere. Look to the markets. The ETFs and the markets have been working very well in most cases. And now we've done with the shortened week. Thanksgiving's over. We had the light volume Wednesday. We had Thursday. Then we had a half day Friday. We're back to regular trading next week. We're also back and close to the end of the month coming into next week. That may make a difference as well in what kind of volatility we see. So I'll be back with you for sure on Sunday. We'll reevaluate, talk about what to look at coming into next week's trading, which is going to really start to kick off the holiday season. Up, down, which way are we going to move? Well, let's talk about it this weekend. I've got some very interesting ideas I think you guys might like to hear. So, see you again on Sunday. Have a great weekend. Hope you had a fantastic Thanksgiving with your family or whoever you spent it with. If you didn't spend it with anybody, you should have called me. I'd have been more than happy to let you listen into our dinner conversation. It wouldn't have been very exciting, nor would you couldn't smell the turkey or anything. But I would have been more than happy to share my holidays with any of you guys out there. You guys have a great weekend. We'll see you again on Sunday. Till then. Bye.